All right, folks, running some quick errands in the 2025 Toyota Tacoma Trail Hunter. Now, you saw that little pull that I did earlier on, folks. This is a hybrid powertrain, like I mentioned earlier, and I want to get two things out of the way very quickly, especially about this particular model here. This is the Trail Hunter. The sticker on this car is right at $64,000. It is a pretty penny. She is pricey, okay? I want to get that out the way. Do I think it's overpriced? Yes. Do I think there's a buyer for it regardless? Absolutely. There's somebody who's going to love this thing and find that price to be relatively fair. This car does not like to be hustled. And this is going to, let me take this stuff out too. All right. Yeah, it doesn't like to be hustled, folks, but we're going to step onto the highway here as well. These are off-road tires, so they can handle it all, but they don't handle wet the best. So yeah, the price, folks, we know it's expensive. There is a buyer for it. If you're not the buyer for it, don't click off this video. Hit subscribe, so when I get the model that you're a buyer for, you can watch that one, right? Yeah, I think we could do that. So price out of the way. Second thing I want to get out of the way is the engine. Of course, it is a hybrid engine, 2.4 liter. I believe it's 323 horsepower, 400 some odd number feet of torque. A lot of people say they're going to miss the V6. Would love a V8 in a truck like this, and trust me, I get it. I'm a car guy through and through. But after living with a few Toyota hybrid vehicles, I'm here to tell you the hybrid is not that bad. I will say the implementation for this one, for me, feels more like an engine shut off on feature than an actual hybrid powertrain, because it's rare that the car just sat in EV mode ever. There isn't even an EV mode button anywhere like you see in normal Toyota hybrids. It seems like it just cuts the engine off, cut it back on. My gas mileage, if you can see right now, has been 11.8. I do kind of have a lead foot, I will not lie. I've been enjoying this vehicle. But outside of that, I live in the city, so I do a lot of stop and go traffic. A majority of my driving is going to be stop and go. So 11 seems to be the best that I've gotten so far. I think it went up to 12.1 at one point, but definitely nothing crazy. So I'm sure you can get more. I think 22 city, 28 highway, or 26 highway is what it's rated at. So I know that was a short highway run. Now on the highway, this car does pretty phenomenal. It is a bit of a rougher ride, but you're not buying a Trail Hunter to get, anything super duper smooth. It's a rougher ride. Take a look at this camera here. When the speed gets low enough, I believe it's about 5 miles an hour, this camera comes on and it's so many options. So that's the back. This is the left and front side of the vehicle. So if I turn the wheel, you can see it's turning there. And then that is the rear, same view. So that's the rear tires. And then you can also zoom all the way over to either side, which I think is really neat. You can really customize this. And then the truck bed. For some reason, I love this angle. I don't know why. And check it out. If you cut the lights on, you can just see all of that stuff. So really neat if you got stuff back there. This is kind of a top-down view. Oh, it's locked. It's locked because I'm in drive. And then you have your off-road camera. This one I haven't figured out. A little confusing, but it is there. And it's going to cut off once you reach a certain speed. Now I think I'm going to let this window down. Hopefully the sound of that snorkel comes through. It's all on the passenger side here. I'm going to let these cars go up because you hear it pretty immediately. Oh, I love that. And when it shifts gears, hopefully I can get some road enough to do it for you guys. But this is a real world test here. When it shifts gears, the way that it sounds when that 8-speed snaps to the next gear is genuinely bliss. It brings me joy like listening to a V8 sometimes. It just sounds really good. Coming up on some traffic here, so probably won't be able to do that. But as soon as I get to some open road I'll show you folks. There's another Tacoma. I started realizing how many of those are actually on the road once I have had this one for a little bit. Another one of my favorite things of this car is really how the interior is built. You have a whole bunch of physical knobs, and not only physical knobs, you have really good physical knobs. I mean, they're big, they're meaty, they're great if you have gloves on, something you can get dirty and probably won't mind. So your temperature gauge here, your shift knob here, your PRND is really nice. No paddle shifters on the Trail Hunter though, but I've heard from a Toyota engineer to stay tuned to future Trail Hunter models. No guarantee of anything, of course, but just stay tuned to see. But yeah, seat comfort's really good. And because this is a pricier vehicle, you do have a few luxuries. So this does have a heated steering wheel here, which feels really good. And it does heat the entire wheel, which is really important to me because a lot of cars, they'll do just a section or something. Whole wheel that it does heat. Like I said, heated as well as cooled seats. 2 USB chargers in the front, USB-C chargers in the front as well. And then of course you have your wireless charging pad right here. And to be honest, I love the location of this wireless charging pad. If you're using it, especially if you're going off-road or something, it's just visible. I mean, you can see it, glance down. You don't have to worry about it sliding around. It has a little stop here as well. So just something that they really, I think, thought about that I really appreciate in the car. Man, this rain. Every chance I get, I'm going to let you guys hear that. Down South Boulevard, if you're familiar with that, in Charlotte. Typically a lot of construction, always a lot of traffic, and these roads are relatively narrow. And I will say this truck, it's rare that you find a truck that feels bigger than it is, but I don't know, for me it just feels larger than its dimensions suggest. I feel like I'm driving, you know, a 2500, so full size, or I won't say a 2500, but something a bit more full size than a Tacoma is. But the fender flares are larger on the Trail Hunter, so definitely something to keep in mind versus the TRD Pro or any other models that you might want to get. I mentioned the TRD Pro because a lot of people can't decide which one they want between the two. Toyota is saying that the Trail Hunter is for slow over-trailing, discovering things, hunting for trails, right? And the TRD Pro is more like that Baja style, high speed type of off-roading. I'm not an off-roader. I won't pretend to be one. So just bear with me here as I'm working through the words here, but it's more for the high-speed Baja style driver. So it's really like pick your poison. I do think a lot of people are just going to go based on looks, to be honest. If I was choosing, I think, especially after driving this one, I think I would go TRD Pro. This is a little too rough for me, to be honest. I like my trucks rough. It's okay. It can feel like a truck, but this one feels a little too truckish. Like I said, it doesn't like to be rushed. Transmission and engine are up to it, but the tires it comes with are off-road tires. So what do you expect? And one of these streets I have to turn up, and I can't remember which one. I will tell you one thing though, this truck makes me feel like I'm just that guy. You know, it just feels good to drive. It's big, but it's maneuverable. It just looks badass. It's just a really look at me style truck, and that I do like. That I do like a lot. Now this does have some self-driving features as well. Toyota's self-driving functionality is more of a ping pong and distance situation. In their newer vehicles, I've noticed it works really well. Toyota Camry being the first one I noticed, which was a more updated system. It hurt me say his name. And then in this vehicle, it works just as well. So I'll let it just kind of roll us there. This is a pretty straight street, so I feel safe doing it. I don't know if I got back to the two things I didn't want to mention, but you know, price and engine, maybe I did finish. The engine I just won't mention. It gets the job done. There's really nothing I don't like about this truck. It's really an awesome truck. And then its parking lot I'm going to go into, which is right here, is, I just passed it, is a great parking lot because the spikes are kind of tight, but you'll see that, don't be like me. Let's see. I don't know what I'm doing. You'll see that the truck is not that hard to maneuver through here, and this camera shows you everything that you need, so I do love that. So let's just find a good spot here. You know, I'll park away from everyone just so I could show you guys one final look at it. Back in here. Pick up my computer so you guys can actually watch this content. So this is pretty much it, folks. This quick drive to go run some errands and what it's like owning such a beautiful, ostentatious Toyota, which is not something I think you would expect a lot of people to say, but this is it. This color is called Carbon Oxide. Beautiful, beautiful color. It goes really well with the wheels. You have your options of silver, white, black, and something else. I can't remember what other color, but this is one of my favorites. But I actually really like the silver. The silver and the white with these gold wheels look awesome. So if you're interested, I think you should definitely take a look at it. Trail Hunter written out here nicely. And that's it. Thanks for watching, folks. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.